Hi students, greetings of the day. I welcome you all for control system lectures. In the previous class, we have discussed introduction to the Bode plot, and we also discussed different steps that involved in plotting Bode. Right? As we discussed, Bode plot is a plot which tells the frequency response of a system in terms of a magnitude and a phase. Right? So when you are plotting a body, we have to consider a similog graph. So I just want to give an introduction to the similog graph and what is the purpose of similog graph and how can we plot this body plot in a similog graph, right? So similog graph looks in this way. This is the similog graph here, you can see here. And you can actually plot magnitude and phase on the same plot. Divide this whole plot into two sections. So here I will mark a section here. So this is a simulograph and it is divided into two parts. One is amplitude. We can take this upper part of the simulograph as amplitude, that is represented in terms of a gain dB, right? And the bottom of the graph, it is represented as a phase, that is phase, it is represented as degrees, right? So x-axis will be frequency, so log of omega, right? So x-axis here, horizontal axis is omega frequency, right? When we want to represent omega frequency, how can we represent the frequencies? When you are starting a plot from the left corner here, let us consider it as a minimum frequency, that is here I will take it as a 0.1, right? So 1 to next dark line is considered as 1 omega, 1 radians per second, right? Next one will be considered in terms of a 10. So each line here, each line in this plot in between 1 and 10, there will be 10 lines actually, horizontal lines and vertical, 5 horizontal lines and 10 vertical lines. Each and every vertical line is considered as 1 radian here. So if you are taking in between 0 and 10, this will be 2 radians, this will be 3 radians, 4 and so on, right? So once you come to 10 radians per second here, the second next dark line will tells you 10 power, this is like 1 power 1, like it is in terms of 10 power n is equal to 1 to n, right? 10 power n raised to 1 to 0 to n, right? 0 to 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on, 10 power n till n. So 10 power n is, if you substitute n is equal to 0, you get 1. N equal to 1, you get 10. N equal to 2, you get 100. N equal to 3, you get 1000. N equal to 4, you get 10,000 and so on. Right? So what does this mean is, when you are varying frequency actually like for a lower boundaries, if you are having a lower frequencies, you can represent in terms of a 0.1 to 1, and each and every vertical line here represents zero point 0.2 radians, 0.3 radians and so on, right? As the scale varies in this way, when it comes to another dark line here after 10, another dark line is at 100. So in between 10 and 100, the scale will be in terms of 10, unit of 10. So 10, after that 20, 30 and so on. Then after 100, it should be 200, 300 and so on. So this is how the frequency varies actually. See, the purpose of going with the similog graph is we can get the same plot, like you can analyze the system output within a single plot by varying the drastical variation in the frequencies, right? So if you want to observe, you can check the system output in terms of gain and phase. When you have a system output at, like when you have a lower frequencies, you can check it. When you have a higher frequency, you can check it. Like this semilog graph helps us to analyze the system output for varying frequency, either it could be a lower frequency or a higher frequency. So that is the purpose of it, right? So when it comes to gain plot, the gain plot actually, as we discussed in the previous class about when you are plotting a Bode plot, there are certain steps to be followed, right? The first step is to write the transfer function in a standard form, right? So what is the standard form? As we mentioned, g of s is equal to, if you are given a transfer function in this form, s plus, in terms of poles and zeros, s plus a, s plus b by s plus p and s plus q, what you can write is k into 1 plus s by a into s plus, sorry, 1 plus into 1 plus s by b divided by 1 plus s by p to 1 plus s by q. So this is how we can write in a standard form. This is the standard form. So once the transfer function is converted in terms of a transfer function, what we need to do is check for poles at origin. If any pole at origin, then you have to take the origin slope actually, right? If you have one pole, you have to take, pole is the denominator factor. If you have one pole, that is type 1 system, then the gain will be minus 20 dB. This is the initial point actually, minus 20 dB per decade. What is decade? Decade is, so decade is something like here, 1 to 10 can be considered as a decade. 2 to 10 here is 1 decade, 2 to 20 is 1 decade, 3 to 30 is 1 decade, like that. Okay, here when you are having a type 1 system, you have to write the initial point as minus 20 dB. When you have a pole, that is a denominator. When you have a 0, it should be plus 20 dB, right? So when first thing is you have to check with the poles at origin, that is S factor. When you have that, then based on that we have to write the initial point, initial step, right? So the second step is to identify the gain and slope of first line, right? So gain and the slope, how it is traveling, how can we write that? You need to calculate the gain by using the gain formula. What is the gain formula we discussed in the previous class? Gain is equal to 20 log k. So here we will be having the k, gain of a open loop transfer function, that you have to substitute here. Therefore you will get gain at that particular frequency, right? So when you are starting any problem, you have to consider the frequency as omega is equal to 1 radians per second. At 1 radians you start, then you can continue whatever the frequency you want to wish to consider. So suppose so I'll write the y-axis here. So gain will be represented in terms of a dB, as we mentioned. So how to select the range of it? It is based on the transfer function you get. If you have a transfer function where there is only one pole at origin, you know that your gain will start at minus 20 dB, right? So based on the transfer function, how many poles you have, based on that you will be varying with minus 20 dB, right? Minus 20 dB down, I mean negative minus dB. When you have a zeros, you will go to positive 20 dB per decade. So based on the transfer function we need to select. So for this what I will select is I'll take 0 dB, right? So each horizontal line I can take it as 20 dB, 20, 40, 60 dB, and the negative scale we can take it as minus 20, minus 40, etc. Right? Minus 40, etc. You can shift the scale based on the transfer function you have. You have more poles, then you can shift the scale little up so that you will get positive 40 and negative 60, right? So based on that, and once we start solving a problems with numerical, then you'll understand how to select the scale actually. Then coming to the phase, The phase you can select it as, so minus 180 is the average scale, because as we discussed in the previous class, the gain margin and the phase margin, we are bothered while selecting, like when you have a phase margin, we have to select the phase margin at minus 180 degrees, right? So what I'll do is I'll take minus 180 degrees. So you can select the scale as you wish. Like you can take towards like horizontal vertical line towards the top. You can go with the positive terms, that is say here 180 I'll take, and 30 degrees difference I can take 150 minus 120, and down if you are going you can take 210, like 30 is the 30 degrees is one peak to peak, like one dark line to other dark line, I'm taking it as 30 degrees difference, right? So 30 degrees I'll take 240, etc. So in the same plot we can represent the gain plot as well as the phase plot. So this is about the semi-log plot, semi-log graph. So let us consider this problem. It was given a open loop transfer function to us, that is the g of s equal to 100 into s plus 3 divided by s into s plus 1 into s plus 5. So it was asked us to draw a Bode plot and comment on the stability. As we discussed in the previous class, from the Bode plot, when the phase crossover frequency, that is omega pc, if it is greater than omega gc, that is gain crossover frequency, if this condition is satisfied, then the system is stable, right? Then omega pc is equal to omega gc, then system is marginally stable, gc marginally stable. Then when omega pc is less than omega gc, then system is unstable, right? These are the condition for stability by using a Bode plot. Fine. So how to get this gain crossover frequency, phase crossover frequency? We discussed the methodology in the previous class, right? So in this example, it was given 1, 0, 3 poles, right? One pole at origin, one pole at minus 1, and one pole at minus 5, right? So these pole location can be considered as corner frequencies actually. So the first step is to convert the given transfer function into a standard form. That is, take the transfer function, write the transfer function in terms of tau s by tau s plus 1, right? See, if you don't have any coefficient on the s term, you have to write the coefficient from the pole point, right? So here if you see the numerator is having s plus 3, if you take common of 3, how it become is 1 plus s by 3, where 1 by 3 is considered as a tau in this form, right? Similarly in the denominator we have s plus 1, this is in the standard form, and s plus 5 is there, so we have to take 5 common. Once you take 5 outside, then how it becomes is 1 plus s by 5, right? 1 by 5 here is the time constant t, tau, in this particular pole, right? So once we get into standard form, what we need to do is the coefficient of the standard form is considered as a k. In the numerator what we have is 100 into 3, in the denominator we have is 5. So 300 by 5, what we get is k, that is nothing but 60 in this case, right? So the second step is to draw the first line. So the second step is to find the first line of it. So how to get that? We need to find the gain at omega is equal to 1 radians per second, right? So at 1 radians per second, what we get the gain formula is given as 20 log k, where k is 60. So once we substitute that k in this equation, what we get is the gain at the initial line, that is first line, right? Frequency at 1 radians per second. What is the gain we got is 35.5. right? So each and every horizontal line includes 20 dB, right? Dark line you can see here, horizontal dark lines. So the difference of each line will be considered as 20 dB per decade. 20 dB, right? Not decade, 20 dB, right? So at 1, what we got is 35.5. So each and every line includes 5 dB, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 20 by 5 is 4. So each and every line comprises of 4 dB, small line, right? Thin line comprises of 4 dB. So here to here 4 dB, 4 plus 4, 8, 8 plus 4, 12, 12 plus 4, 16, 16 plus 4, 20 here. So 35.5 will come somewhere here, right? So this is the first line. This line we can write it as straight line here, because for every frequency, any frequency of k, 20 log k remains constant, 35.5. At 0, what we get is the pole at origin, that is minus 20 dB per decade. So we should start at the lower frequencies. At omega equal to 0, then omega equal to 1, omega equal to 3, then 5. At omega equal to 3, what we have is 0, rest all we have poles. So each and every pole and 0 contributes minus 20 dB per decade, and if it is 0, it contributes plus 20 dB per decade. So resultant, how to compute the resultant is, initial slope is minus 20 dB per decade, so resultant is minus 20 dB per decade. Then the next slope is coming from the pole, that is giving minus 20 dB per decade. So just add this 20 dB per decade to this, minus 20 you get minus 40. Resultant is minus 40 dB per decade. Then what need to, the next one is, we are having 0. Next corner frequency is, what we have is 0. 0 is contributing 20 dB per decade. So from the resultant, previous resultant is minus 40, add minus 40, add 20 dB to the minus 40, what we get is 20 dB per decade. Then again take that minus 20 dB per decade, add it to the next corner frequency, that is minus 20 dB per decade, and resultant will be minus 40 dB per decade. Fine. So now what we need to do is, we need to consider the pole at the lower frequency, that is omega equal to 0. It is contributing minus 20 dB per decade. Okay, so we'll just represent that minus 20 dB per decade at 0. Okay, so here what we have is 35.5. So the next step is at omega is equal to 0, which is contributing minus 20 dB. So here we have a pole means minus 20 dB. We have to consider the variation at omega is equal to 1, right? At omega is equal to 1, it is actually varying and giving minus 20 dB, right? So at 0 dB, omega is equal to 1 is crossing, omega is like this pole is crossing omega is equal to 1 and contributing minus 20 dB. This is minus 20 dB, right? Then what we need to do is, next location, next one is at omega is equal to 3. Omega is equal to 3, what we have is 0. 0 means plus 20 dB, right? Plus 20 dB at omega is equal to 3. That means at omega is equal to 3, so after 2 and 3, till 3 it will be 0, from 3 what it will do is it will actually goes as plus 20 dB, right? Then what the next thing is at omega is equal to 5, it is contributing minus 20 dB. At omega is equal to 5, so I'll write it with another pen. At omega is equal to 5, 5 is 4 and 5. Till here, it is contributing minus 20 dB, minus 20 dB. Now what we need to do is we need to sum up all the gains to the initial gain, that is at minus 35.5, where we have calculated the gain at K. The gain at K is minus 35.5 dB. So for this we need to add all these poles and zeros. Yeah, at omega is equal to 0, what we have is minus 20 dB. At omega is equal to 1, what we have is again minus 20 dB. So what we need to do is from 0, at omega is equal to 20, at omega is equal to 1, what we have is another 20 dB. I'm just writing as a parallel point just to make the difference, just to show the difference of omega equal to 1 and omega equal to 0, right? But both gives minus 20 dB. This is coming from 0, it is coming till omega equal to 1, then it is coming towards down and contributing minus 20 dB per decade, right? So the other point is at omega equal to 3, it is contributing plus 20 dB, that is at omega equal to 3. So from 0 till omega equal to 3, you get 0, and at omega equal to 3, you will be getting plus 20 dB per decade. And again at omega equal to 5, another pole we have, so it is contributing minus 20 dB. It is actually starting from 0 and it is coming towards omega equal to 5 and going towards minus 20 dB per decade, right? Now what we need to do is we need to add all the poles and zeros to the actual gain. Actual gain is 35.5 dB, right? 35.5 dB we have. This we have calculated from K, right? So the initial point is at 35.5. If you are adding plus 20 to that, what you get is 35.5 plus 20. You will be getting 55.5. It will be somewhere here. So this is the first point, and once you get this point from here, the still omega is equal to 1. There is no change in the slope, that is minus 20, right? Till omega is equal to 1, you get minus 20 dB per decade. Then what you get is at omega equal to 1, here there is a pole which is contributing minus 20 dB again here at omega equal to 1, it is contributing minus 20 dB. So you need to write minus 20 dB, right? Minus 20 dB. You just draw a line, and when it comes to the frequency at omega equal to 3, right, here it is one more 40 dB per decade. This is 40 dB from omega equal to 1 to omega equal to 3. Omega 1 to omega 3, it is actually 40 dB. Resultant we have to write. Then at omega equal to 3, here there is a 0 which is contributing at omega equal to 3. So what happens is the resultant is minus 20. Why? Here what we have is minus 40 from omega is equal to 1 to omega equal to 3. At omega equal to 3, what we have slope is plus 20. So we need to add minus 40 plus 20, results minus 20 dB per decade. So from here whatever we are drawing is minus 20 dB per decade. Okay. Then at omega equal to 3 to omega equal to 5, next corner frequency is omega equal to 5, which is giving minus 20. So here minus 20 is already there between omega equal to 3 to omega equal to 5. Omega, it is actually 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 4, 5 till here, right? Omega equal to 5, it is again contributing minus 20 to resultant. Actually resultant is minus 20 dB. It is contributing plus 20 here, plus 20, minus 20, and the resultant will be minus 40 dB per decade. I'll just rub it up and redraw the whole set for the better understanding. So the first point is at 35.5, it is added to 20 dB. At omega equal to 0, what we have is 55.5. Omega equal to 0, 55.5. It is contributing minus 20 dB per decade. Then at omega equal to 1, this minus 20 dB will be added to another minus 20 dB till omega equal to 3. Till omega is equal to 1, 2 and 3. Right? From here to here minus 40 dB per decade. Then from here again contribution is towards the 0, which is contributing 20 dB. So we have minus 40 dB and plus 20 dB, which gives minus 20 dB from omega equal to 3 to omega equal to 5. Omega 3 to omega 5, this is minus 20 dB per decade. Then what we have is omega equal to 5, minus 20 dB is there, so the resultant will be minus 40 dB. This will go this way, which gives minus 40 dB per decade. This is how the gain plot looks, right? So once the gain plot is done, the next step is to consider the phase plot. So the next step is to write the equation for phase plot. Right? How we get the phase plot is by making use of poles and zeros. When you have a pole at origin, it will contribute minus 90 degrees, and the poles will contribute a negative sign here, and zeros will give the positive sign. If you have a 0 here at corner frequency 3, we have 1 0, that we'll write it as a positive here. If you have a negative, we'll write it as negative. If you have a pole, we'll write it as negative, right? So at j omega, it will contribute minus 90. At omega, j omega is equal to minus 1, then we'll get minus tan inverse of omega by 1. And at j omega is equal to minus 5, then minus tan inverse of omega by 5. At j omega is equal to 3, tan inverse of omega by 3. This is contributing for 0, and the other remaining terms that are contributed by zeros, poles, right? So what we'll do is for different set of omega values, starting from 0 till the final omega value, different frequencies will be substituting that omega in the resultant phase plot, phase equation, and we'll get the different phase angles. At omega equal to 1, we'll get minus 94.9, and different sets of omega will be substituting, and we'll get resultant phase angles. So from here, we'll just plot different phase angles in the given plot, right? At omega 0.1, what we get is minus 94.4, 94.9, right? So at 0.1, 94 point, this will take it as minus 90, 94.9, minus 94.9 is somewhere here, right? Then next is at omega is equal to 0.5, we get 112.7, At omega is equal to 0.5, 112.7. Omega is equal to 0.5 is somewhere 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5. This 0.5, 112 actually, right? This one. Then similarly, when omega is equal to 1, 127.9. 127.9. Omega is equal to 1, you get 127.9. Somewhere here, omega is equal to 5 is here somewhere 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, here what we get is minus 154.8. This one. Then at 10, at omega is equal to 10, minus 164.4. 164.4. Then at 100, minus 178.2. At 100, minus 178.2. At 500, minus 179.6. At 1000, it's around, it's nearing minus 180 degrees. Right? Join all the points, which gives the resultant phase plot. Right? So this is how we need to plot the phase. Now the thing is, we need to find gain crossover frequency, phase crossover frequency. How we get that? What is gain crossover frequency? Gain crossover frequency is the frequency at which the gain plot intersect at 0. So gain crossover frequency is the frequency at which the gain plot meets 0 dB. Right? So this is 0 dB, and by using gain crossover frequency we can find out the phase margin. See, if you draw a perpendicular from gain crossover frequency, if you draw a perpendicular, the perpendicular where it meets the phase plot is considered as the phase margin, right? So in this plot, from the gain crossover frequency omega c, if you draw a perpendicular where it meets the phase plot, where it cuts the phase plot, and it should be taken from the difference of minus 180, right? So the minus, like this minus 180 is coming somewhere here, and this difference we have to consider. This difference will give you phase margin, right? So if you observe from the plot, phase margin is around 17 degrees, right? Phase margin is 17 degrees. And once we find out the phase margin from the gain crossover frequency, next we need to find gain margin from the phase crossover frequency. See, phase crossover frequency is the frequency at which the phase plot intersect minus 180 degrees. Is this phase plot intersecting minus 180 degrees here? No, because at 1000 radians per second, what angle you got here is minus 179.8. Right? At 1000 radians per second, the phase angle which we got is minus 179.8. It is not crossing minus 180 dB. So phase crossover frequency is the frequency at which the phase plot crosses minus 180 degrees. Since it is not crossing minus 180 degrees here, phase plot, there is no phase crossover frequency, right? Omega GC, phase crossover frequency, PC, is infinity. Since it is not crossing the phase plot, omega PC is infinity. So here omega GC is 11 radians per second, isn't it? Here if you observe, this is 10 radians. At 11 radians your 0 dB is crossing your gain plot is crossing the 0 dB at 11 radians per second, right? Now phase margin is done, and phase crossover frequency is over. Then gain margin. From where we get the gain margin? If you draw a perpendicular from the phase crossover frequency, the point at which the gain plot meets the perpendicular from phase crossover frequency is considered as gain margin. But here The gain margin, since phase crossover frequency is infinity, gain margin also will be infinite. We don't know because there is no perpendicular line. We can't draw any perpendicular from the phase crossover frequency, right? So gain margin is infinity. So what is the condition for the stability? What is the condition for stability by using the Bode plot? Phase crossover frequency must be always greater than gain crossover frequency. Is this condition satisfied in this particular problem? Let's check. See, what is the phase crossover frequency? Phase crossover frequency is infinity, right? Because there is no phase crossing minus 180 degrees. Here gain crossover frequency what we got is 11 radians per second. So in this condition, in this case, in this problem, infinity is greater than 11 radians, isn't it? So therefore, this stability condition is satisfied. So from the plot, from the system Bode plot, what we can say is system is said to be stable. System is stable, right?